Hello, loved ones. This is Matt Stevens, and I hope you're doing super fantastic as always. And I saw Robert Seffer, who is someone who's he's a little controversial, at least with his books anyway. But he has a very successful YouTube channel, and he did a video today, and it was pretty good. It was about the evolution of consciousness. However, he played a clip from one of my favorite people, Itzhak Bentov, and in a television interview he had done, I think it was 1978, it's not important, late 70s, TV interview that Itzhak Bentov had done in the late 70s, where in it he was talking about also the evolution of the soul, of the evolution of consciousness, right? And he was talking about how most people think that we are people and we have a soul, right? And he even makes the joke because Bentov was a very funny guy. He had a very quirky sense of humor, slapstickish at times, but I mean, I thought it was funny. Anyway, he says, so most people they think they have a soul, right? And so even like once a week on Sunday, they'll go and get their soul out of the closet, maybe polish it up a little bit and go to church. Then later after that, they'll put their soul back in the closet and they'll get it back out next week and repeat, right? He's like, but that's not really the case. And I love the way he puts it. You know, it's like, because we've heard people say that, well, you're not a human with a soul, you're a soul with a human, right? It's like this body, this avatar of yours, it's just an experience. Who you truly are is that soul or that spirit, however you want to look at it, your higher self. And you are, and I know, please understand, dear loved one, I know that the spirit and the soul are not the same thing. I'm not saying that, but I don't want to get into that right now. But anyway, so you are not a human that has a soul. And, you know, when people say, you know, do you have a soul? It's like, well, of course I have a soul. I am a soul. And now, just currently, for the time being, briefly at that, I have a human, I have an avatar, so that I can experience this reality, so that I can come into this realm and have this experience. And as I've said many, many, many times, and I probably will say it many, many more times, we are jacked in to this avatar through the brain, the processor, the computer, whatever, through the antenna, which is your third eye, which is also your pineal gland. And that is your means of getting into this realm, this, even dare I say it, simulation. And it doesn't matter if it's a simulation of computer, quantum computer, mind, it doesn't matter. It would be good to know, and maybe there would be implications if it were, but for the purpose of this talk, it doesn't matter. What does matter is that you are a soul. You are an eternal being. You are a divine spark. And if you want to look at it as such, as like I am the divine spark of the creator. In other words, I am the creator, but I am just one of, I don't know, what, trillions of splinters of that creator, having experiences from every possible little angle, at every possible juncture, at every possible anything. Anything is possible that could possibly happen. The minute it's imagined, it's created. It may not necessarily be created in this physical realm, but of course, if you stay after it, it will. We have learned that we do manifest. We do manifest things. Thoughts are things, right? We do manifest what we focus our attention on, and that's why so many people continue to manifest bad things in their lives. But again, that's getting off the subject. But the thing is this realm it's dense, it's heavy, it's physical, it's slow, it's 3D. We observe time. There's linear time here. So that's why things don't manifest instantly. It could be argued that you do manifest instantly. It's just you don't see it in the physical instantly. As soon as you manifest something, it is manifest in reality somewhere. It's just not in the physical yet. That physical takes time. Physical's slow. It has to catch up with that, and it will, but don't X that out of existence before you get to it. That's where most people screw up, is they manifest something and then they demanifest it before their physicality catches up to it. So anyway, there's my big manifestation talk. I try not to be the manifestation talk guy because there's plenty of those out there already, and I'm not poo-pooing them. They're great, you know. It's just I'm more focused on the nature of reality. So getting back to Itzhak Bentov. Well, as I said, it started out with me watching a Robert Sepper video in which he played that clip from, and it's a very famous clip of Itzhak Bentov when he did that TV interview in late 70s. And I was like, oh man, I love that interview. There's some great stuff in it. In fact, now that I think about it, I think we need to kind of do a little go through of it. What do we, not a read through, but a watch through of that. That would be good. That would be a fantastic live stream, actually, if we could kind of watch that together. Yeah. Anyway, since I'm on the subject, dear loved one, because I'm not, if you would, please go ahead and hit the like button if you haven't yet done so, and subscribe to this channel if you haven't done that either. Yeah, that'd be fantastic. I'd appreciate it. But Bentov said we are a soul with a human, with an avatar, right? So you are a eternal soul, eternal spirit, divine spark of the Creator, and you have jacked into this time and this physical and the earth sim and the earth server to have an experience. And it's very possible you've had many experiences in this server over time. But this is one that you've come into. I got to believe that at some point you've had one, and you know, and it was an experience, and then it was proposed to you again. Hey, you want to go back in there and have another one? Like, sure. Like this time it's going to be a little more modern, or this time it's going to be less modern, or whatever the case may be. It's going to be around the early 2000s, that kind of thing. And I know it's not, you're not sitting there negotiating and this and that. I'm not saying it's necessarily that. I mean, I guess that's fun to think about. And maybe it is that way. It has been speculated. In fact, like Dolores Cannon has even said that we do that. We do pick times and places when we are going to have an experience, because it's your soul has made a decision. I need to learn this, or I need to experience that. So I need to go into this experience at this juncture as a man in this time in that place, and yeah, whatever. Just working out the details. I don't know if it gets like that. Maybe. I mean, how could I know, right? So when it comes to that, I'm just going to kind of leave that alone. But I do know that he's correct, and that you are a human. And then the diagram he gives, and I'm definitely going to have to, we're going to have to do a watch through of that video. But in the diagram, he says, you know, we are humans right here, and we're spaced out, and there is separation between us. It's like I could be sitting here, and you could be sitting 5 feet over there, and there's that 5 feet gap between us. But as we expand our consciousness out, once we get into the higher level, that's where, if I'm expanding like this and you're expanding like this, up in a higher level, our consciousness they're going to intersect, and they're going to overlap and have a shared experience. And then the further out you get, he says, you know, at some point it gets to the point where all consciousness on all levels is all one omnipresence and, well, God. I mean, it's just one being, but has lowered down, and it's like you can look at it as the Creator, and then lowering down in densities, and it's like, oh well, here's when it becomes an individual soul. This is your personality, and this is mine, and we could go a little bit further. Next thing you know, we have jacked into these physical avatars where there is separation, there is time, space, and distance, right? And then also the 5 senses. But that is just illusion, so that we can have the experience. That illusion of separation, the illusion of time, space, distance, and separation, all of those things, that is just illusion. We are radiating from one source, the source. It's divine light is radiating, but it's being filtered. And every time it filters, it gets a little more dense, and it gets a little more separation. And then once we get to the physical, it's full separation. But we have become aware of that. And it's as I've said about many, many things that will happen in our lives. Once we become aware of things, regardless of what it is, once something comes into our awareness and we're like, aha, I know that to be fact. I know that now I know. And once we know that, it's in our awareness. And once it becomes into our awareness, that's when we can use that tool. That's when we can realize, I am a divine spark of the Creator. I'm just many, many filtered layers down. I've come into this for this experience. I've come into this most likely to gain some kind of insight, wisdom, some kind of enlightenment. I don't know. That's why you need to get into meditation and connect with your higher self. Connect to the one that's on a couple of layers up. That higher self, that higher version of you that has filtered itself down into this layer, this density, this physical realm, this earth sim. Some people love it and some people hate it. When I refer to it an earth sim or earth server earth, it doesn't matter. It's all for the experience. So, anyway, dear loved one, yes, you're here for the experience, but this is not who you are. You are not a human that has a soul. You are a soul, and currently you are just having this experience as this human. And that's amazing, isn't it? So, yeah. Yes, it is. Anyway, dear loved one, that's what I got. If you haven't yet liked this video, please do so. If you have not yet subscribed to this channel, please do that. And share this video. And let me know in the comments what you think. Give me your thoughts, of course. I love you. I really do. And I'll be back directly.